Hola y bienvenidos a Spanish Today. Yo soy Andrea Robertson, your Spanish coach. Today is our last session of our 4-week series, and in this session we will be learning all about telling time. This is something that inevitably you'll be faced with as you are communicating with Spanish speakers, whether you are communicating in real life for work or setting meetings, appointments, or whether you're on vacation as well. So let's get right into it. Okay, so there are different ways to tell time. You tell time to the hour, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then you tell time to the half hour, 2:30, 3:30. Then you tell time to the quarter hour, so 2:45, 3:45, 2:15, 3:15. And then you tell time on the off hours, like 2:05, 3:55, 4:15. So we will cover those things today. Okay, so this document will support our learning. So first we're going to learn about how to tell time to the hour. Okay, so here are some things to remember. When someone is asking you what time it is, what time is it, or you can ask what time is it, this is how you do it. ¿Qué hora es? Can you say that with me? ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? And in real time, it kind of sounds like this. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? Hola, ¿qué hora es? Okay, so what time is it? Then we have the times of day. So, por la tarde, that's in the afternoon, or it could be de la tarde. So you'll see all of these different times of the day. You have por la mañana in the morning, por la tarde in the afternoon, por la noche at night. Let's go over those again. Por la mañana, por la mañana, por la tarde, por la tarde, por la noche, por la noche. Muy bien. Okay, so that is in the morning, excuse me, in the afternoon, and at night. So you could either say por la mañana o de la mañana. Okay, so let's try the alternate way of saying it. De la mañana. De la mañana. De la tarde. De la tarde. De la noche. De la noche. Okay, so either way of saying this, either version, por la tarde, de la tarde, either is acceptable. So what I would do is I would choose whichever one is more comfortable for me. So whichever one is easier for you to remember, go ahead and choose that one, and you can just stick to that. Okay, so because one of the ways to learn Spanish effectively, where you can use it today, is to narrow the focus. So whatever you can cut out, that's good. Okay, so por la tarde, por la noche, por la mañana. Okay, so now let's learn how to tell time to the hour. Okay, so this clock is 5 o'clock. So if we wanted to say it's 5 o'clock in the morning, this is what we would do. Son las 5 por la mañana. Do y'all see that? That's the in the morning coming up, por la mañana. And then we always start with son, unless it's 1 o'clock, which we'll get to. Son, okay? Son las, and you put the number and then the time of day. Son las 5 por la mañana. Can you say it with me? Son las 5 por la mañana. Muy bien. Okay, so let's try the next one. 7 o'clock. Son las 7 de la mañana. Son las 7 de la mañana. So we have son las again. Then you just put in the number and then the time of day. So we're going to say in the morning. Son las 7 de la mañana. Okay? And you'll see in my examples, I'll go back and forth between using por la mañana or de la mañana. So por and de, I'll use both just so you can get used to hearing both ways of saying the time. Okay, let's go to the next example. 2 o'clock. Son las 2 por la tarde. Son las 2 por la tarde. Okay, so again, we start with son las. You put in the number and then the time of day. Por la tarde. Son las 2 por la tarde. So let's go back to our question. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? Son las 2 por la tarde. Muy bien hecho. Okay, good job, guys. So let's go to the next example. 4 o'clock. So we're going to say it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll start with son las again. Insert the number and then the time of day. Let's try it. Son las 4 de la tarde. Son las 4 de la tarde. Muy bien hecho. Okay, so let's keep going. 9 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock at night. Son las 9 por la noche. Son las 9 por la noche. Una vez más, let's do it one more time. Son las 9 por la noche. Muy bien. Okay, so again, you see son las, insert the number, and then put in the time of day. Por la noche, at night. Okay, so we're just telling time to the hour. Let's try the next example. 11 o'clock at night. Okay, so we start with son las again, insert the number, and then put in de la noche, the time of day. So this is a good time to just remind y'all that this is where everything comes together. You know how I mentioned in previous sessions that everything will start to build upon one another. This is where those numbers come back into play. So although at the beginning it's like, okay, we know our numbers, we know how to count to 10, or we know how to count to 20, it's very important to become really comfortable with those numbers because you'll use them in different ways. Not only when you're telling time, but also when you're counting things or telling the number, the quantity of something. Just in different descriptions, you'll be able to use your numbers as well. So it's very important to not only be familiar with the numbers, but you want to be able to say them correctly so that people know what you're saying. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back to 11 o'clock. Son las 11 de la noche. Son las 11 de la noche. One more time. Son las 11 de la noche. Muy bien hecho. Okay, so remember I mentioned before that every time you tell time, you're going to start with son las, put in the number, and then put the time of day. Except for when you have, when you're mentioning 1 hour, like 1 o'clock. Okay, so when you have 1 o'clock, you're going to say es la una. Okay, so instead of son las, because this is for multiple hours, it's going to be es la una. Es la una por la tarde. Es la una por la tarde. Una vez más, let's do it one more time. Es la una por la tarde. Muy bien. Okay, so now we have telling time to the half hour. Telling time to the half hour. So that's when you have the 30s. 2:30, 3:30, 5:30, 6:30. Okay? So we already have son las. We know that that's how we're going to be in. Son las. Then you're going to insert the number. Okay? So son las 2:30. Media is like saying half. Okay? So half hour. Son las 2:30. Okay, it's 2:30. Can you try that with me? Son las 2:30. One more time. Son las 2:30. Muy bien. Okay, so let's try 5:30. Again, we're starting with son las. Remember, there's a pattern here. So it's becoming easier to tell time because you're just changing up the pattern just a little bit. Son las, and then we'll insert the number and then end it by saying y media. Son las 5:30. Son las 5:30. Muy bien. Okay, now remember you can always add the time of day at the end. That's optional. Okay, so since I was adding y media at the end here, I didn't want to add on the time of day. But if I wanted to say it's 5:30 in the afternoon, I could say son las 5:30 por la tarde. Son las 5:30 por la tarde. Or if I wanted to say it is 5:30 in the morning, I could say son las 5:30 por la mañana. Son las 5:30 por la mañana. Okay? So don't forget you can add that there, but it's optional according to what you are trying to communicate. Okay, so let's continue. 7:30. So son las, then you're going to insert the number and then end with y media. Let's try it. Son las 7:30. Son las 7:30. One more time. Son las 7:30. Muy bien hecho, muy bien hecho. Okay, so 1:30. So remember, when you are mentioning the 1 o'clock hour, that is a special hour. So we say es la una. Es la una. Okay? But we're going to add that half hour in there. So let's try it. Es la 1:30. Es la 1:30. Okay. All right, so good job. Okay, so we have learned telling time to the hour, like son las 11 de la noche. Then we learned how to tell time to the half hour, like son las 2:30. Now we're going to learn telling time in the off hours, okay? So first we're going to start by telling time to the 45-minute mark, okay? So this is a little bit different, but it's still an easy pattern to learn. So you'll start with son las, you'll insert the number, then you'll say menos cuarto. So this cuarto is like saying quarter of an hour. So this is 1:45, right? So instead of saying it's 1:45, you'll say it's 2 o'clock minus 15 minutes or minus a quarter hour. That's literally what you're saying. It's 2 o'clock minus a quarter hour. So when you get to that 45 mark, you have to start to subtract a little bit. So here's the formula. Easy formula. Son las 2 menos cuarto. So you're subtracting that quarter hour. Son las 2 menos cuarto. So that's not a mistake. That's 2 minus a quarter hour equals 1:45. Okay, so let's try that with 2:45. Since we're going backwards, we'll have to say son las 3 menos cuarto. Son las 3 menos cuarto. Get it? Okay, so starting to get it here. Okay, we're going to go up 1 hour and subtract a quarter hour. Here we go. Let's try it again with 4:45. So if we're starting with 4:45, we would say son las 5. You got it. You got it. Son las 5. Son las 5 menos cuarto. Son las 5 menos cuarto. And as you're making your sticky notes or your note cards with the information on it to help you memorize the structure of telling time, you can put in these sentence stems because we're just changing the number. Son las 5 menos cuarto. Son las 3 menos cuarto. Son las 2 menos cuarto. You see? So it's a pattern. Even here. Son las 7:30. Son las 5:30. Son las 2:30. Pattern, right? Here. Son las 11 de la noche. Son las 9 por la noche. Okay? So there we go. So be encouraged. It will be easy to just add these on. Okay. So then 12:45, that's a little bit different because when you go up an hour, you get to that 1 hour mark again. So es la 1 menos cuarto. Es la 1 menos cuarto. Una vez más, one more time. Es la 1 menos cuarto. Muy bien. Okay. So now we subtracted a quarter hour. We did all the 45-minute mark time frames. Now, what if we were going into the hour by a quarter hour? So 2:15, 9:15, all those. Okay, so we'll still do the son las. Insert your number and end with y cuarto. Cuarto is that quarter hour, okay? So let's try it with 2:15. Son las 2:15. Son las 2:15. Muy bien hecho. Let's try it one more time. Son las 2:15. Muy bien. Okay, let's try it with 9:15. Son las 9:15. Son las 9:15. See the pattern there? Okay, so let's try 5:15. Son las 5:15. Son las 5:15. And 3:15. Son las 3:15. And I went ahead and added a time frame in there for you here so you can see that, yes, you can still add a period of time at the end. Okay, that's completely optional. So let's try it by saying the time frame at the end as well. Son las 3:15 por la tarde. It's 3:15 in the afternoon. Son las 3:15 por la tarde. Okay? Okay, and just a little tip. It's important to say cuarto. Okay? Because, you know, number 4 is cuatro. But this is cuarto. Make sense? Okay, so make sure to practice that because it will completely change the meaning if you say the inverted spelling. Okay, so let's go into some more time practice. Okay, this is with those times that are not on the half hour or the quarter hour. Okay, so let's try 5:50. Now, here is the thing. Anytime it is anywhere between 45 minutes to 59 minutes after the hour, so like 10:45 to 10:59, you'll always say minus those minutes. Here's an example. So 5:50 will be 6 o'clock minus 10 minutes. Son las 6 menos 10. Son las 6 menos 10. Okay? So it's 6 minus 10 is 5:50. Okay? Let's try it again with 6:55. It's in that last quarter hour again. So we're going to subtract. Son las 7. So the number up. Son las 7 menos 5. Son las 7 menos 5. Okay? So it's 7 minus 5 minutes. So 6:55. Okay? And there's no other way to say it. So you wouldn't want to say it's 6:55. You'll want to say son las 7 menos 5. Okay? Let's try it with 8:40. Son las 8:40 por la noche. And you may be like, oh my gosh, but you didn't subtract. That's because it's not within that last quarter hour. Okay? So let's try the last one. 4:35. Son las 4:35 por la tarde. Okay? It's 4:35 in the afternoon. Son las 4:35 por la tarde. Okay, so oh my gosh, you did a lot today. You did a lot. Let's see. So you told time to the hour. We explored the question, ¿qué hora es? And we also practiced using the time of day, adding that to our time. Okay, so you told time to the hour. Then you also told time to the half hour. Then we went into telling time to the off hours. So those quarter hours, 3/4 of an hour, and then 1/4 of an hour. And then we had a little more time practice with just those off time periods. Okay, so that is all for our lesson today. And because this is our last session, I do want to let you know that you can have more information about Spanish Today and what we're doing next during the conversation party number 4. So that video has more information. But as you know, this was our first Spanish Today series. And so I'm excited to say that we are working on an animated online course for kids that parents will be able to do with their kids or kids can do solo in order to learn Spanish. We are also booking some Spanish, some kids camps this summer. Super excited about that. And of course, we're always thinking and learning how to provide more Spanish classes for adults. I do have some private Spanish classes that I'm doing one-on-one online as well. And we're just so blessed to be able to do more and more courses in different ways. Basically, we're just trying to meet your needs in the way that you need. So I'm Andrea Robertson. I am your Spanish coach, and I am signing off. Hasta luego.